Right, hello once again YouTubers, Andy with you with another video. So once again we're up at Savernake Forest, one of my favourite haunts. Big forest this one, there's lots to explore, lots to see. Quite early in the morning, the mist is kind of still in the air, although it's just starting to go a little bit. The sun is out once again. It's not a cloud in the sky. It's really quite amazing the weather we're experiencing at the moment for the past week or so, and I also think this week as well is simply quite amazing. Anyway, I have my drones with me. I have my Flip. I struggled yesterday on the live stream to try and insert or stick on or clip on the ND filters. I managed to do so. And it's a bit of a faff, to be honest, but I did get there, and I think I'm going to be needing them today because it's pretty sunny. Although I have chosen a fairly dense part of the forest to fly in, so I'm going to get the Flip up first, followed by the Neo. So I'll be going round from place to place and explore. It's going to be fun. Okay, right, so you might be able to see it, you might not, you might. I have got an ND filter on there. I think it's the ND8, I can't remember. I can't quite see what it's saying on there. The print is so small, but we're going to give this a go. You might notice a bit of a difference. We're going to take it off. We're going to be filming it 4K 60 frames per second. We get filming and we'll see how we get on. Shoot at 4K 60 frames per second. I've got it on Cinema, gives me a nice smooth kind of some footage. Here we go then. Right, let's get it out there, shall we? Just see what there is. You never know, you might see something kind of interesting. Whoops. Okay. Right, just slow it down a little bit because I might be running past a whole load of good stuff. So we're just going to cruise through the wood. I can't see a huge amount of difference, to be honest, with the filter I've got on. I think what I might do at some point is kind of bring it back and then I'll stick another one on. But I'm just kind of hoping that it's going to be a bit less glare when you're sort of flying into the sun, let's say, because you know, I'm going to be kind of turning it around and pointing it in different directions. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm just pixelating slightly up on my phone here, so I'm going to bring it back in a general direction of the home point, and obviously the closer you can get to the RC unit, the stronger my signal is going to be. But I'm just looking around just to see what there is, just taking it all in, really. You know, for me this is this really just it does tick a load of kind of boxes. You know, getting out here, it's such a lovely, peaceful, quiet place. You know, it's really a great thing to do, it really is. And yeah, getting the fresh air and, you know, just concentrating my mind fully on the task in hand, really. I'm just going to try and get myself just kind of out of the forest, and then I'm going to give it a quick kind of an up and over. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in maybe a stronger ND filter on. It doesn't seem to be making much of a difference, that one there. So basically what you do, I learnt this yesterday, with it all powered off, you basically just you've got two little clips there kind of thing, and I was doing it all wrong yesterday. I was trying to put it in that way. In actual fact, you've got to put it in that way, and it's just a matter of just kind of pinching it in and then sticking it on. And then what I do, just huff on it a little bit, just get a bit of condensation, and then just give it a bit of a wipe. I mean, it's as simple as that really. It's just a matter of just pinching the top bits in like so, and then basically pulling it out and then giving it a clean. I'll clean the other side of it. So I'll clean both sides. There's no point in just cleaning one side, is there? Whoops. Clean both sides. Obviously, of course, you've got to clean the lens as well, which is pretty obvious really. So just give that a bit of a clean. And then once you've done all that, you're then free to just kind of pop it in there like so.
Manual mode.
Okay, here we go then. Right, we're turning around. We get filming. Don't know, is there much of a difference there? I mean, I don't know really. There we go. Put it on sports mode.
Home point updated.
And up we go. There we go. Right, so today I am in there. Right, so that is with a filter on. Okay, that's with the filter on. I think I'll take you kind of back down, and then what I'll do exactly the same with the filter off, just to give us a bit of an idea really if there's much of a difference. I'm not so sure that there's going to be a massive difference. I think there will be a slight difference, but perhaps not a huge one. There you go. Right, we'll take you in then. We'll try that again with the filter off, just to see if there is much of a difference.
Landing.
Right. Crimp it in. Take it off. Fire it back up again. Filter off. Sports mode. Get filming, as we still are. And away we go. Now, I'll do a side-by-side shot in a moment, just to see if there's much of a difference with the filter off, with the filter on. Just to see whether my money is well spent or not, really. It might be a waste of money, but some people absolutely swear by them. I think, they sell so many, don't they, whether it's a gimmick or not. There we go. Just beautiful day. There's not a cloud in the sky. Just unbelievable weather here in Wiltshire. Right, we're going to take you back down again. There you go, guys. That's a bit of a test. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stick them in the comment section. I'll try and answer all your comments. If I do miss a comment, guys, I do apologise. I'm not being funny. Just that I do run this channel on my own. It's only a small channel, I understand that. I'm trying to grow it. But if I do happen to miss your comment, then I certainly do apologise for that. Right, it comes screaming back to me now. And there we go. Bring it back in again. And we'll put the filter back on again, and we're going to go for a fly around the wood. Just to see if there's any difference.
Landing.
Right. Okay, right, we are in the middle of the forest once again. Right, DJI Flip time again. Right, get filming. Okay, right, so we are once again using another ND filter. This is a strong one. This is a strong filter. We're going to take you up in, I think possibly in this direction. Let's have a little fly around. Yeah, it's looking a bit darker, I think, on the screen, obviously, because the filter's having an effect on the actual footage. I'm hoping the footage is pretty good, guys. Whether it's as good as it was before, I mean, I don't honestly know. I'll have a bit of a fly around this area with the filters, and then I think what I'll do, I think I'll then take the filter off and then have a fly with the filters off. Then you can sort of like have a comparison then, can't you? But I don't know if there's going to be much of a difference, to be honest. Okay, right, ND filter is on, ND filter is now off. Should put that safely in my pocket. I'm going to fly it. I'm only down to about 25% battery power, so I'm going to just have a bit of a fly around with the ND filter off. Okay, here we go. Right, much of a difference? I don't know. Right, it's giving me a return to home already. So I'm just going to take it out here, have a quick fly around with it just for a minute or two until I've really got to take it back home again. But I don't know, is there much of a difference there, guys? Can you see with ND filters off like we have here, or ND filters on like we had earlier? I mean, to be honest, I'm looking at it and it seems to be a bit easier to actually fly it with the filters off. I can see a bit more. Obviously going into the sun like we are here is going to play a bit of a devil, isn't it, on it. Just fly it down here for a second or two, and I'll belt it back in the forest. I don't know, guys, I can't see a massive difference myself, but then again, I'm only looking at it on my phone. I'm not looking at it, you know, in the video itself. So I'm going to get back home and do some kind of color grading and correction and whatever else, just to see if there is much of a difference. And I don't know whether there is or there isn't. Anyway, this thing's barking at me now, and I just don't like that damn noise. But yeah, probably time to bring it back, I think, and we'll get the Neo up, I think, have a fly around with that. Right, okay, DJI Neo, shooting at 4K 30 frames per second. Let's take it off, shall we?
Take off.
There he goes. Right, this one's a bit quieter, okay. Going to be flying it down the sun, kind of down the sun's shine, if that makes any sense. Not sure it does really, don't even think I understand what I just said. Got a bit of a Joe Biden coming on, I think. Right, so this hasn't got any ND filters on it. This is a DJI Neo. This is a great little drone, guys. It really is. Yeah, you can have some good fun with this one. You can really like fit it through some real small little gaps between the branches and the trees and whatever else. But we're just gonna fly it into the forest just to see what we can see. Yeah, this is a bit quieter, this one. It's a bit quieter than the Flip. The Flip is quite a noisy drone, to be fair. The Neo is a bit quieter, thankfully. And it's a lovely little drone. Yeah, I put this drone through absolute hell. I really have. You know, and it just keeps coming back and performing. It's a wonderful drone. I'm not one for watching the news. I used to watch it avidly, some months or so, for some years anyway, and you know, you can get really engrossed, can't you? You can get involved in the whole kind of left versus kind of right agenda, which is no good really for anyone. No good for one's peace of mind, let's say. Anyway, there we go. That's life, isn't it? Full of ups and downs. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some ND filters for the Neo. I'll see how the Flip goes first. If they work for the Flip, then and there's a market difference, and I can see that it's really worth it, then I think perhaps getting some ND filters for the Neo wouldn't be a bad shout. Yeah, so I mean, looking on the phone, I mean, with the ND filters on, I couldn't really see much of a difference, if I was honest with you. Which is a bit of a shame really, because I was kind of hoping that it was going to make all the difference in the world. Flying into the sun isn't much fun. So I thought ND filters, yeah, I'll give them a go. I'll just buy some cheap ones for now and see how we get on with them. But I'll get home, I'll look at the footage, I'll look at the comments, you know, people are saying about them, and then we'll go from there, I think. Anyway, we're just flying around. What is a wonderful wood. I mean, sunny days are great, but they do play a bit of a trick on the old camera, don't they, on the lens. That's why I think slightly overcast conditions are somewhat better, especially when it's doing that. Oh dear. Okay, right, bit of a pathway. Take it down here, and we're taking in again. Have a bit of fun, shoot for a gap, and just wiggle our way over towards the home point area. Ooh, that's a bit busy round here, isn't it? You've got to be on your best flying metal to keep this thing in a fairly straight line and a flyable state. Just coming behind me now. We're just going to take it over here. I mean, to me this is just kind of, oh dear. It's upside down, it's not far away. We're going to go and pick it up. But for me, you know, this is kind of therapy in a sense. Okay, it's just over there. We go and grab it. Okay. We found the little fellow. He's on his back. If it's on his back, obviously it can't take off. I'm down to 50% battery power. I'm going to fly it again. I'm going to take it off over in that direction, which I've not been over there this morning. So we're going to have a fly over there. Away he goes. Right, okay. Going where no drone has ever flown before. Yep, into the land of Yetis and Sasquatch and aliens and whatever else. You never know. You never quite know what you're going to see in this place, I tell you. Yes. mean, it's not normally a place where people would actually come out and actually go for a wander and a walk, unless you're looking for your drone, of course, which I've done a few times. But it's so wild out there. I mean, to me, this is just like, this is freedom on steroids. It really kind of is. I mean, all I can really hear is just like a few aircrafts kind of going overhead. You know, the call of the wild, the call of birds, which is just wonderful. And you know what, in a world which just seems to be just falling apart at the moment in a way, I mean, you know, it's evident, isn't it? It's kind of happening. You know, so I think it's really important, you know, for us as individuals to, let's say, just turn away from, well, this is what I do, just turn away from the news just for a while, you know, and just have some time out. Just once again, you know, to reconnect with nature, get back to, you know, base, as it were. Go and hug a tree or something, you know, just do whatever floats your boat to put yourself in a great, you know, place in your head. I think there's probably an epidemic of kind of mental illness, you know. I think the lockdowns and whatever else, you know, didn't help there. You know, I suffered, you know, I'm still suffering now, to be honest. I'm very open about these things. I haven't got anything to hide, you know. Why would I? A problem shared is a problem half, so they say. Yeah, you know, we will carry in baggage in our life, you know, we go through life picking up little knocks and whatever else, you know, and it does something to a person, I think. You know, it messes them up. It puts them in a bad state of mind. I think if your mind's in a bad state, then I think your body is soon going to follow. You know, so to me, getting out here just to decrap my brain, in other words, is a very commendable thing to do. And yeah, I just I love it. I really love drones. I like the way they kind of operate. I just love the forest, and I think I love it even more now, the great outdoors, just because I'm getting older now, and I just appreciate more simpler things. I think that's what happens in your life as you get older, you know, the more materialistic kind of a thing, it kind of drops off. It's not important. It really isn't. Family is important, you know, and just being able to do stuff like this is really important. Right, something interesting over there. I'm just going to have a closer look at it, just to see what it is. There we go. Don't know what it is actually. It's kind of like I don't know. Something going on there. It's got like an old water tank, I think. Probably something like that. Anyway. I don't know if I can actually get in there. It's not letting me, I don't think. No. Yeah. Interesting. Kind of, in a strange way.
Battery level is low.
Okay.
Aircraft will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
Right, so I'm getting low battery. I'm just over there, so I'm not that far away. I'm just going to bring it back to myself. I'm not sure how long this video is going to go on for, guys. It might go on for a bit longer than your 25-30 minutes. Just when I'm out here, I'm having an absolute ball. I really am. Just loving every second of it. Right, so we're just going to bring it back over here.
Low battery. Return to home promptly.
Okay. Okay, right, DJI Neo once again. We're going to take it down there on sports mode. And what I want to do, I want to just fly it, perhaps fly it out of the wood. Oh, there we go. Zigzagging around a little bit there. It kind of does that with this thing. You see how blue the sky is, isn't it? Just wonderful,
home point
isn't it?
Updated.
Okay, we're going up. And we're going to go and have just a bit of a fly around this part of the wood, really. Just to give you a bit of an idea where it is. My kind of location, Savanac Forest. northeast Wiltshire, near the town of Marlborough. There we go. Savernake Forest, wonderful place. Lots of lovely trees, eh? And also some yetis in there somewhere. It's kind of my job, ladies and gentlemen, is to hunt and film the lesser spotted Great British Yeti. And as you can see, I've got a lot of area to cover up here at Savernake Forest. I'm sure there's yetis in here somewhere. We've seen deer. Haven't seen an awful lot else really, but we have seen some interesting things, let's say. Right, I'm going to take it back down. There's a little bit of a gap down there. I'm just going to aim it down there somewhere. So yeah, the two axis gimbal, it does make kind of not the best kind of footage in a sense, really, just because it's just not as stable as a 3-axis gimbal like you have on the Flip and my Mini 3 and some of the other, most of the other drones as well. Right, we're just going to take it down here and we're going to take it in. I want to lose some elevation, stick it on normal mode, and we're going to perhaps head on in here, I think, and see if we can go and find some interesting things, some yetis or whatever else really. Yeah. Anyway, yes, so the weather is set fair for the next few days, or maybe perhaps in most of this week actually, which is great because it means I can get out in the garden, I can do some gardening. Looking pretty good, to be honest. I did plant some carrots, some green beans, and some Brussels sprouts. So I'm just kind of making sure that they're weed free and plenty of water, not too much but just enough, kind of a thing. And I'm hoping in the back end of the year, I'm hoping to get some kind of a harvest from them. So I've not really done much in the way of gardening at all. It's very much a kind of a novice thing for myself really, but once again, you know, gardening, I think, wasn't really interested much when I was young. Obviously, I'm a bit older now. I appreciate different things, and I think it's really good for the mind, body and the soul, you know, to do something productive like that. So I like, you know, sitting down on the internet and watching YouTube videos and researching things and listening to music and whatever else, but I also like getting out there with my hands, getting them dirty and just getting, you know, back to the old way of doing things. I think people are starting to realise that, you know, this whole digital age thing it's great, but I think it's had its day, as it were, you know. I think there's a bit of a backlash, you know, because I think that, you know, looking over our shoulders, this thing called artificial intelligence is something to perhaps be a little bit concerned about, especially when it can, well, you know, take it to its absolute limit. I think it could spell not the end of jobs for humans, but it's certainly going to change the workplace drastically, I think. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I suppose if you're a progressive, you know, someone who perhaps works in the business sector, I suppose it might save you money, it might quicken up things. But I'm just very wary of it.